to. This is your host, Matt, and coming live from his bunker in Mexico is Mr. John. How's it going, sir?
What's up?
John. What a episode. Just want to jump right into it. We are doing our Better Call Saul podcast, and we are reviewing the season 5 finale of Better Call Saul, titled Something Unforgivable. And oh man, like,
You sound like
I just
can't tell if you're being sarcastic.
I'm just gonna just say like one word exclamations. Oh boy. No, it's crazy. You know what? Last week, I did pose this question to you. I don't know if you remember, where I said, what if they do what they did to us in Breaking Bad and the last season, that mid-season finale where Hank's sitting on the shitter and he realizes that Walt is Heisenberg, and I asked the question, what if they do the same thing? And I was half jest and half jest, like there's no way they can do that, but in a way they did, right? But they did it to us. They didn't do it to a character. Like, who knew? And tell me if you agree with this, that this whole time, essentially Kim Wexler was Breaking Bad, and last night's episode, or the previous night's episode, sort of showed her like, oh, she's gonna be the character where, hey, she went from being a person with high morals to essentially she's gonna get a guy disbarred.
Right.
Um,
I can't. I didn't think they were gonna kill her. I think I said this, but we didn't have it on. This is off the air.
Uh-huh.
I told you. I said I think they're gonna have to go down this thing with her longer.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, they
I mean, I thought she was just gonna follow him blindly. I didn't think she was gonna try to take it further than him.
Yeah, and that was.
I think he looks a little like he's bothered by how far she wants to go, right?
Well, it's an interesting mirror of the end of season 4. She did the same little 2-gun salute to him that he did at the end of season 4 when he changed his name to Saul Goodman, and she did the same thing to him. And it's like this. I didn't see it coming. I mean, I didn't see her being able to say, hey, let's get this guy disbarred. Not even just fired, disbarred, so that they can collect money and she can continue doing her pro bono work.
I didn't think that. I thought she was just gonna follow him wherever he went, still until sometime in the final season.
Yeah, but it seems like she's the one who knocks, John. I mean, it's
actually forgot. I completely forgot about that.
Mm-hmm. No,
How that became a thing for a while, and I was like, "Where's that from?"
Yeah.
Yeah. Breaking Bad.
Yeah, but
I gotta watch that show, Breaking Bad.
Yeah, catch up.
I hear it's okay.
Good things, but no, I mean it was as shocking of an ending as if they would have killed her, but even more shocking because I already didn't. And you know what? We should have seen this coming. We sort of saw her go a little bit down this road in the first episode of this season where she told Saul, "Hey, I'm not gonna con my own client," and then by the end of the episode, she had, for what she thought was the good of her client, right?
But she didn't like it after she did it.
But she still did it, and she's justified it as, "Hey, I'm doing this for
the better."
For a good reason.
That was with the plea bargain or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's essentially, I mean, we've seen this before, right? We've seen somebody sort of excuse their bad behavior for, the better, right? That's the justification.
Yes.
And that's the justification Walt always made. It's like, hey, I'm doing this for my family. But after a while, it's like,
So I was like, you gotta stop murdering people,
right? But like with Kim, I mean, she's trying to justify this by saying, hey, we're gonna get this money, and I'll be able to do good work now because then I won't have to worry about money. I can do my pro bono work. But how far does that extend? You keep trying to justify these.
Hey, I was kind of close. Howard's gonna die.
Right?
That's the character that's come closest to death.
Right? Yeah, Yeah.
Everyone's favorite character is Howard,
Howard.
according to
Howard.
what I've read.
Howard Hamlin. That's what that's the name on everybody's lips at the end of the episode. Howard Hamlin.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean it's
that'll be the hot Halloween costume for the
yeah.
this year.
Yeah. No, but it's you know what? Even though nobody died, it still was a shocking.
That is funny. Nobody died.
Nobody died. I mean, there's a few people who died, but nobody, major.
Yeah. Yeah.
The poor cook died. That was sad, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the lady.
The lady, yeah, yeah.
Apparently, she was the best cook in what?
In Chihuahua.
In
Yeah, in Chihuahua.
Chihuahua.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that was a bummer, right?
Yeah. So it starts with I'm trying to play it back.
So it starts off right after Lalo leaves and everybody's relieved.
Okay.
I think everybody takes a deep breath, right? Like, Kim, Saul, even Mike over the phone. Like,
She decides to go to work, right?
yes. Or she decides, yeah. But you know what? There's a funny line when Saul picks up the phone again. He's like, "Did you hear all that?" He's like, "Yeah, I heard her. Save your ass." Like,
Oh yeah.
Mike's dry sense of humor. But yeah, the beginning of the episode, it's everybody taking a deep breath. And like, okay, those two, they decide to go to a hotel. Lalo decides to go down to his compound in Chihuahua and relax, right? Get some good Mexican cooking from his.
He's so happy.
He is
all
so
the time.
happy, right? He's happy to see everybody, and so everybody's taking a deep breath, and really the only person who doesn't is what's his name, Gus.
Oh yeah, he's
Never.
not really.
I don't think he ever really relaxes, right?
No. Goes home at night and maybe he watches like I don't know some shitty show and
Right.
that's the only time he cracks up.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't think he ever relaxes. So he's the only one who doesn't relax. But
Just watching a 2.5 men marathon.
But then we pick up the next morning, and like you said, Kim decides she's gonna go into work, and Jimmy or Sal tries to tell her, "Hey, let's do a spa, let's do this and that," and now she has to go and do her pro bono work.
She doesn't have to, but she decides to go
Yeah,
in.
she feels like she has to. So, hey, did he see the public defender who it was?
Oh, it was some comic, right?
Yeah, from the Daily Show.
It was Ray something. The guy that hosts the one that Ari Shafir used to host.
Yeah, I always forget his name, but he's
Ray Woods Jr. Roy Woods Jr.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, Roy Woods Jr.
He's the overwhelmed public defender with rows and boxes of, cases that.
How many does she want? Like 20?
She wants 20 felonies. So.
I know people that have 20 felonies.
So what do you think it's in her? Like it really is her. She feels like she has to make some amends in somewhere, right? Like she's done some things. She has these feelings of, I want to say regret, more of like disdain for, like some of these lawyers that she's had to work for, in a way, right? Like she has disdain for, when she started with HM. What is it? HHM? I forget what is their official abbreviation? HHM.
Yeah.
Where Harry works, or.
Yeah, HHM.
And then even to some extent, having to work for, the Mesa Verde case, and then dealing with her, her other law firm, and I don't think she feels a little resentment having to do that. I don't think she feels very happy of the work they're doing there. So, I think that's a little bit of a guilt gnawing at her that she's had to sort of live her life doing this. So, like the what's his name said, the public defender. He's like, "Are you doing this because it hits you here, or because you really want to,
Right.
Like even he tries to call her out on it. It's like, don't do it just because it's gonna make you feel better.
Yeah. So I guess I don't know. That's like bad people who Give to charity.
right?
I don't know.
But she isn't a bad person, right? Yet, like she hasn't crossed that line. Even though she did lie to her client to,
She hasn't done anything yet.
but
I don't think.
what she
Even all the crooked shit she did was to help regular people.
but what she proposes at the end of the episode, that would get her to cross that line. Even though Hamlin's a little bit of a snake,
They want Howard. What they want him to lose his hair? Is that what they want?
no, they want to lose his fucking license. Like, I mean,
No, I know, but they start with
I
talking
know,
about his hair.
yeah. But like that is a slippery slope. But like even with that, I mean, I guess she's not trying to kill the guy. But I mean, what's the next step after that? If she does that to him, I mean, what else is she capable of? So I think this is like a very slippery slope she's in, and I don't know. I mean, it'll be interesting if they get her to a point where Saul realizes, hey, look at the road I put her in. Just like Mike told him the last episode. You make that bad choice road. You take that bad choice road. There's no coming back from it, right? So I think he sees that she's following him down this bad choice road that he chose to go down, and she chose to follow him because she loves him, right? And now
Right.
she's almost doubling down on him, and she's married to him, and she has to keep justifying his bad actions. And that scene with Howard where he's telling her, hey, this guy's bad for you, and she has to justify it because, hey, I'm married to this guy now, right? I have to double down. It's like a gambler. You start, you lose $100, $200. It's like, I gotta keep gambling. I need to win my money back. So I mean, I think that's sort of where she's at, where she feels I've already way down this road. I can't turn back.
Right. Yeah. No. Like I said, I thought something. I just you can't let her go yet. She's too.
Well,
She pushes his story too far.
well, yeah, I think
long.
last night just proved that she's even a more important character. And not that I didn't think she was an important character, but that angle I would never had thought they would have taken that angle, and it was right there in front of us. And but I guess we never thought she was gonna ever consider doing something as bad as that, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't think. Yeah, like I said, I thought she was gonna be along for the ride for a while.
Yeah.
But it looks like she's gonna. Yeah, there's gonna be like two Sauls.
But it's crazy 'cause I guess like with Walt, we always knew he was gonna turn bad. I mean, that was the whole title of the name, right? Breaking Bad. We knew he was. What did Vince Gilligan describe him going from I forgot how do you describe him, Mr. Chips. I forget what fictional character he described him to Scarface.
Okay.
And like so we.
Chip Chipperson.
I forget what character, but Vince Gilligan said from the beginning he was going to turn him into Scarface. He was going to turn him into this bad guy. So there was never a surprise that Walt was going to go down the road. Even though, although there was still that, you would hear people talk about like, oh, they're still rooting for Walt. After a while, you sort of like it's weird.
You still kind of are.
Yeah, but you always knew he was turning into this bad guy. But with Kim,
But I mean, come on, you're not rooting for Hank
yeah, I guess
in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. Well,
If anybody, maybe you start rooting for Jesse
yeah.
towards the end.
Yeah, because at the end of Jesse did have a good heart.
Yeah, actually, it is. Yeah, it is kind of the. I guess the Jesse Walt thing is kind of like the Kim Saul thing.
Yeah, but we never knew that Kim was gonna turn, because I mean they never indicated. And you know what? And I read an interview. They were talking a little bit about this episode. Vince Gilligan and Peter Gould, the creators of the show, and they sort of talked about that too. How I don't think they foresaw taking Kim down this road, but I think once they started writing for this season, they saw, well, this is the inevitable road that she's gonna go down. We have to ride her down this road. They just didn't realize it, and it just shows how they really do stick to their mind frame of like, we'll worry about the next story point when we get there. So we're not gonna plan this out too far ahead because we don't know where these characters are gonna take us. So I don't even think they really realized where they're gonna take her. And I think once this season started, they realized that was the natural evolution of her characters to take her down this road. And it was
I thought they have, but they have this planned out to the end already, right?
Well, they claim they don't.
Oh, I thought you had told me they did.
No,
I know Breaking Bad they did not. I thought this one did, but maybe.
they always say they don't. They never really plan anything out more than,
That's a good thing. That's a good thing to say in case things go bad. In case anything turns to shit. You're like, well, we didn't plan it.
But I mean, that's such a brilliant move to do this to Kim, because then you start wondering. It's like, what? There's got to be, because Sal is, there's still some Jimmy in Sal, right? He still hasn't really completely gotten to the point of where he's at when we meet him in the beginning of Breaking Bad. There's still some good in him. So there's got to be something that happens to Kim. I don't mean like her dying, but something in her moral compass that drives him to turn into the man he becomes, and that we see when we first meet him in Breaking Bad. And and you're right. I think it's connected. Obviously, it's connected to Kim, right? Something in Kim's character that changes, that causes him to turn fully into Saul Goodman that we see on Breaking Bad.
Right.
But
Well, yeah. No, we'll see. I think you can already tell he's already uncomfortable with what she's doing.
well, that look on his face when she turned around and gave him the little double gun shoot goodbye, like there is that look of the look that she had at the end of season 4. That was this one. Of like, who is this person?
Right. Yeah. No. It's, and then he does, what is it? She's freaked out. Actually, he's more freaked out than her, right?
Yeah,
That's why he's.
Yeah. That's like,
Well, actually, I'm talking about from the visit from what's his name?
yeah. Well, because he obviously went through the experience in the
The hell?
desert.
What the hell's his name?
Lalo.
Yes, Lalo.
Well, to go back to
Because
that first
that's when-
the first scene of the episode, he finally tells her the truth, right? What happened in the desert, and I think she's a little horrified, but not really.
I drank pee.
Right? No, but he already told her he drank pee.
Oh yeah, he did.
Well, he told her in front of Lalo, and he kept repeating it. But I think she sort of got a thrill from it. I don't know. It's a weird.
From knowing he drank pee.
No, like knowing like what happened to him. I think she was horrified, but at the same time, there is a thrill to that. God, she didn't live through it, right? She wasn't shot at, so she's seen this world that Jimmy's in or Sal's in now, and I think because she hasn't been fully immersed in it, there's a little bit of a thrill for her now. Much like with Walt. Like remember that first, I think it was I don't know if it was the first episode. It was the first episode where he goes with Hank when they bust down the drug house, and he gets a little bit of a thrill from that, and then that's when he sees Jesse.
Jesse escaping from the.
So like
Yeah.
Walt, like that's similar. Walt got a little bit of a taste of how that world looks, and like I think he got a little excited from it. I mean, that's the whole reason he starts, obviously for the money too, but as sort of a little bit of the thrill of like, hey, I'm living this mundane life. You need some thrill in it. Same thing with Kim. She was bored at the law firm, and that's the reason she quit.
Yeah.
She's looking at her life like, do I want to do this for the rest of my life, this mundane life? And then she sees Saul getting into these wacky adventures with Mike in the desert, and I think there's a little bit of thrill to that for her. But she's way over her head. She doesn't realize it.
I think with the Walt, it was really about money for a while, though. Until he really
yes
did.
and no, because even after he collected more money than he's ever gonna need, he still kept doing it.
Because it took Jesse throwing all that money, like literally throwing all that money at him, to like come back.
Yeah, but there's more. There was, for Walt, it was a thrill of knowing he was the smartest guy in the room, knowing that he was smarter than everybody else. He was gonna out trick everybody else.
I mean, that
more than that than the money for him.
Well, I mean, that becomes, pretty much what drives him later.
Yeah, and you seen this a little bit in Kim. She's you know what? I didn't realize it, but it's always been there, right? She has a little bit of an ego. It's just she hides it a little bit better. Where she is smart, and her and Jimmy, they would get away with these schemes, and even when he kept asking, he's like, "How are you gonna get away with it?" Like she wasn't like concerned about that. Because she knows she can get away with it. Like that's how there's a little bit of that cockiness. Like, yeah, I can bring Howard down. It's not even a matter of if, but how I'm gonna do it.
I think that'll be the season finale, is just killing Howard. the series finale.
But no, I mean it's you know their worlds are merging, right? The cartel and the Jimmy world. We're seeing it, you know, more and more interchange, and
Jimmy or Saul?
or Jimmy Saw whatever.
I know, I'm just kidding.
Um,
Um, and then he goes, because he's got to find out with the whole. That's why he's pounding on Mike's door, right?
yeah, because he's obviously Lalo's in Mexico, but I mean he just needs to make a phone call.
And he's got to know that she's gonna be okay and all that, right?
Well, yeah, because he's still worried. I mean, he lied to Lalo,
Yeah.
right? So
That's why she wanted. Well, that's why he wanted her not to go to work.
hmm But then he finds out from Mike that they're gonna kill Lalo. So
Right.
that,
So that's a relief for him.
yeah. But little did he know that Lalo's fucking Terminator.
uh,
uh,
he sleeps less than me.
I was gonna say that it's funny. He has like, he has all these. We've seen all his superpowers, right? He can jump from, 15 feet up and not break a chin bone. He can, he.
It's funny because sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and then
Yeah.
we find out another superpower. Motherfucker doesn't sleep, and the more he doesn't sleep, the smarter he grows. He's just like, I should stay up and just think, and that's where I get the best ideas. Like some fucking psychopath in the middle of the night with this fire like burning.
I've literally, not that they're good ideas, but I've literally told that to so many people. I go, I feel like at night that's the only time that anything in my brain is like working right.
Yeah, yeah.
I feel like I go, that's when I feel like my thoughts are clear, like I have an advantage when everyone's sleeping.
Yeah. You're like Lalo.
But that's what, no, it did remind me. I go, I think I might have said exactly what he said. I go, but 1 or 2 hours is not enough.
Yeah. Yeah.
I go, maybe 4.
Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, obviously we see Lalo's compound, get taken down, and
Yeah.
I mean, sharp, right? I mean,
I mean, they have that tunnel.
that was smart of him, right? Like he thought about it. Okay, I want these guys to follow me, and then the way he took them down was very methodical. That's what's scary. That's the scary thing about him, right? He's so methodical, and like he'll put a smile to your face,
Yeah.
and then like shoot you with his other hand, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny.
Well, just the 180. He comes into this compound. He's happy to see everybody. He hasn't seen them, and then on a dime, he the youngest guy there, like he feels like he's a slacker. He starts like berating him, and it's scary. Like even the guy gets scared.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Who is that guy?
He's just I guess a young guy that's there. That helps
Okay.
around. But
Oh, yeah, because he wants him to take his shit off the car, right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, we get to meet his I guess family or extended like house
Yeah.
guest, and we get to see what's his name, I forgot his name, Bauer, Don Eladio again.
Okay.
We see him again, the guy from Scarface.
He's, that's the one who they give the car to?
Yeah, the guy from
Yeah.
the guy from Scarface.
Who is he in Scarface?
He's his best friend.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Huh.
Come on.
It's just been a while.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Okay.
He looks old, right?
Yeah.
That's the tricky thing about doing these prequel series like 10 years later. Like he doesn't look younger. Like this is supposed to be like 4 years before Breaking Bad, and he doesn't look.
He's the one that ends up marrying his sister, or did they get married?
Yeah, they get married.
And then he just shoots him.
Yeah. But we get to see him again, and is the same. We know 4 years down the road he's gonna get killed in the very pool.
That's right. By what's his name?
Gus, the Chicken Man.
Gustavo.
The Chicken Man.
And it's funny, like he did have a pretty big role in it, but this everything that panned out, but they didn't need to show him in this episode, really.
Yeah. No.
I mean, it was his job, right?
Yeah.
The execution.
Yeah.
It just did not go according to plan.
No, because they didn't know they were facing a superhero.
Yeah.
So obviously he knows it's Nacho, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's the only
Well,
one. He's the only one missing.
he looks at the glass on the table.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is it? What are they drinking? That Louis stuff?
Well, he doesn't say it. It's in a decanter. He says get the good stuff in the decanter.
Uh, it says Louis the whatever on the side.
No, it's a decanter. He says it's in a decanter.
I don't know. I think the bottle's labeled.
No, it's clear. Go back to it. It's clear.
Okay. I know he says in the decanter.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I got to go back and check.
Yeah.
I probably won't, but I don't think it's a key plot point.
We see Nacho do that. Hey, did you realize that's a real? I don't know if you ever knew that that's a one way to break a lock.
Break a
The
lock?
way he did it.
I don't remember.
Yeah. You saw what he did, right?
The aluminum
Yeah.
foil, right?
Yeah. Yeah. He just
Yeah.
popped it in.
Nah. I have never tried that.
You
Have some time right now. We could try
yeah.
it.
YouTube it. There's it's actually pretty simple.
I don't want. Actually, yeah. And I was like, I want to see if that works.
Yeah.
If that still works.
So if you want to go breaking some locks tonight, John, you can test that out.
Might as well.
Okay. So this is the end of season 5, John. What did you think? What did you think of the episode? What did you think of the season overall?
Probably the best season.
Yeah, I agree. Of the series, right?
Yeah. The second to last episode is probably the best episode,
Mhm.
which would be episode 9, right? No, wait. Episode 8? Episode 8 would probably be the best episode of the season, where they're in the desert, right?
Oh, okay. You like the what is it? Baghead, or I forget what it's called.
That's when they're-
Bagman.
That's when they're there the whole time, right? Him and Mike?
That's the one episode Vince Gilligan directed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably my favorite of the season.
Okay.
But overall, yeah, it's definitely,
The best season.
yeah, it's setting it up for getting more and more Breaking Bad-ish.
Yeah, I have to. We'll see Kim evolution, and it has to happen fast, right? They only have one season to do it, so there's no more. We'll put it off for an episode down the road. They have to. They can't put off any other plot points. They gotta move fast in this last season.
Right.
So
And right now, I don't think Nacho is thinking about Saul. He's thinking about, not Nacho. Lalo is thinking about Saul. He's thinking about,
he has no idea about.
Nacho.
Yeah, he's not thinking about Saul. Yeah, he's looking for Nacho. I mean, Nacho's stuck in, this country that doesn't really know anybody.
right.
So he's fucked.
Yeah. That was a very botched operation.
Yeah. 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 So.
Yeah. I don't know how that guy was able to take everybody out.
Yeah.
Wasn't even armed when they came in.
Yeah. On his 2 hours of sleep. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? That's embarrassing. Those guys are probably well rested. They had their full 8 hours, and here's this guy like red eyed from like an hour and a half, 2 hours of sleep. Has been sitting in the fire for God knows how many hours, and he's still like able to get the drop on them.
Yeah. No, it's when he's hanging upside down, just firing the gun in the tunnel.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna go on the other side and wait for him
Yeah. I thought too, yeah.
instead of just hanging upside down. I was like, whatever.
Yeah. Got the job done, right?
Yeah.
But no. So we'll have to wait probably like 5 years for season 6.
Yeah.
What would
This is the one. Sorry, it's the one where the only thing that can take out Lalo is
yeah,
COVID-19.
exactly. Oh, that would suck, right? I hadn't thought of that. Like, but no, but apparently I was reading an interview with the same interview with Vince Gilligan and Peter Gold, and they're saying that they had just gotten together to start writing season 6 when all this happened. So they're saying right now they're just writing remotely. So I think right now, like probably the best case scenario in terms of this season. Obviously, this is writing episodes. They don't have to really be together. They can do that, separately. Obviously, it's gonna be once they finish and they need to get into production. Obviously, that's gonna be delayed. So,
It's gonna be with every show.
yeah. So we're probably not gonna see another episode, maybe until like 2022
Right.
or maybe late next year.
The difference between this and I mean, I don't even want to guess on that shit. I don't know. The difference between like we're talking about like Breaking Bad and this is like you are rooting for Saul.
Yeah.
I think, or I'm rooting for Saul.
Because he isn't like Walt. That's why it was interesting
Yeah.
that they made, like I said, they made Kim Walt. Because Saul isn't Walt. Like, there's still some good in Saul. Like, I mean, we see it in those flash forwards where he's Gene, the Cinnabon manager. Like, there's still some good in Jimmy. It's still there, right? We saw the good guy that he was. Uh, Walt, I
Yeah.
don't think Walt was ever like, I mean, Walt was always hiding in plain sight. Like he was that guy that he was at the end of Breaking Bad. He's always been that guy, cocky, egotistical. Always thought he was smarter than everybody. I mean, that he's always had that personality. So it wasn't that much of a surprise that he turned into the evil guy that he did. But Saul really he's not that guy. You always seem like he's acting, right? Like he's acting like this Saul Goodman character. It's a character for him.
Right. Well, when he's talking to clients and shit,
Yeah, but
it seems like he's probably himself when he's talking to Kim, or lately when he's talking to Mike.
yeah, like we
He's,
never
he's
we
still
never get
he's still Jimmy.
we never get those scenes in Breaking Bad where he's away from Walt, where he isn't having to put up this character. So who knows? Maybe even during Breaking Bad, there's still Jimmy
Just
there.
eating all that breakfast eating in Breaking Bad.
Yeah. But we never get to see him. We never get to see that side of him in Breaking Bad. You know?
Right.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Jimmy's was still there in Breaking Bad. So I think that's the reason. Yeah, you're right. We're able to root for Sal a little bit because he isn't an evil dick like Walt was.
Yeah, he hasn't done anything terrible.
Yeah, he hasn't killed anybody.
I mean, even with what he did to his brother, it wasn't like that bad.
No,
His brother
was an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot what he did. He changed some dates or names or something, right?
That's what-
Or he changed an address or
That's
something.
what they lost Mesa Verde. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, I think Jimmy just grew disillusioned with his brother because his brother was always out to get him. So it's understandable why at the end it felt like he didn't love him anymore, and that's why he didn't really mourn him as much as maybe Kim thought he should have been mourning him. But I mean, there's only so much he can put up with, before he's like, hey, this guy was my brother, and he didn't believe in me. So I can see how that could be hurtful to him and why he lashed out a little bit at him.
Yeah, he got over it pretty quick.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you put up a front a little
quickly.
bit, but yeah, it's he really didn't mourn him that bad. But
Right.
I don't know, we'll see in season 6. I mean, do you think Kim goes full Walt and
No, but it's probably gonna get pretty. It'll get nasty.
yeah? She might not die. She might just, it might be something really bad where she does something that's, the title was very
She's just gonna end up cooking meth and.
she you know what? I think at the very least she loses her license, right?
Probably. If she doesn't lose it, she's got to disappear, so she's not going to be able to use it anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, they're going to keep her around for a bit.
Yeah, I think the cartel stuff is a little bit of a what's the word, I'm blanking on the word. It's
Foreshadowing or
no, I think it's there to sort of, I don't say trick us, but to sort of throw us off the trail. Like I think there's the world that Jimmy's in with Kim and the cartel, and I think they come together every once in a while. But Like I don't think she's gonna get killed by the cartel. I think it's more of like the Nacho storyline is gonna. That's how that's gonna conclude. I mean, obviously he might not be around during Breaking Bad, um, so that's the guy I can see not making it alive to the end of this series. And obviously Mike's gonna be there. Gus is gonna be there, but
Kind of like the Saul world and the Mike world, I guess.
yeah, yeah. So I don't know.
Because at least Mike, I think Mike's at least in the loop, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 'Cause I'm surprised he even told Saul what he told him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's more than you usually get out of Mike.
Well, I think he was sort of on a time crunch. He wanted to get him out of there before his family came, and then, obviously he sort of felt. I don't say he felt bad, but, you know, there. He saw, I think, the fear in Saul's face of, hey, is this guy gonna come after him and Kim? So, I think he also wanted to be sort of a friend to him and give him some comfort by saying, hey, this guy won't be around or too much longer to cause anybody more grief than he's already has.
Yeah. He was wrong.
Yeah. So we'll see how they resolve that next season.
Yeah. Well, it was good. I like it. I like where we're going here.
Yeah. All right, John. So any predictions on how season 6 starts off with? Well, what do you think is gonna open with? I know that's really far down the road, and who knows what the writers are thinking. But I mean, for you, what's the most logical next step? I
think Kim will murder Howard in cold blood.
Okay, that's the next logical step. All right.
Yeah.
do you think we do a obviously there has to be some type of time jump, but do you think we get that at the beginning of the season? Because it's still about 4 years before Breaking Bad right now.
I don't know if there's going to be that much of a time jump.
Do you think the series ends with still a good amount of time between the end of this series and the beginning of Breaking Bad?
I think they can. I think in the middle of the series, or they can move forward fast. But I think it'll start about where it left off.
Okay.
Yeah, I think maybe once she's out of the picture, maybe we can jump ahead. I don't know how they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But I think they'll move it along.
Right.
But I think it'll come back basically around where it ended.
Right. So we'll see.
They can play with the timeline.
It's exciting. It just sucks that it's gonna be a long time before we get that next episode.
Yeah.
So.
And this is a lot. They've been able to do this with more shows, right? Where it's like, I don't know. It's like, I guess I'm rooting for this guy. It's like kind of like Breaking Bad.
Yeah. But the anti-hero, I mean, it started with Tony Soprano, right? In 2000 or 99, 2000. But then this for 20 years where we're rooting for these fucking evil guys. Like, Tony Soprano was an evil man. He killed people. He was greedy. He was narcissistic. He didn't care about anybody but himself. And we're rooting for this guy. So, I mean...
Maybe you were, you sick bastard.
But, I mean, it says something about our psyche, right? It's a collective. Like, we root for these...
I can go back to Succession again. I'm not rooting for anybody. I'm just locked in.
Yeah.
It is true.
Yeah.
You can't name anybody you're rooting for.
No.
It's like there's just a bunch of pieces of shit.
Yeah. This has been the century of flawed evil guys, right?
I was taught we have to have a protagonist and an antagonist.
Yeah. We went away from it. Started in '99 with Sopranos. They were really ones who started that, and then we saw that Breaking Bad. We've seen it somewhat here. We're seeing it in I don't know. You can see it in a lot of different other shows that I'm probably forgetting, where the main character, there's a lot of gray in them, and many times you probably shouldn't be rooting for him, but he's the main character that we're all following, and we have to follow him down this ugly road that none of us want to get down. But it's fascinating.
It was like, it's kind of like, who was it that I was listening to on the podcast, or maybe I talked to you, or I don't know if it was you or somebody, where they talk about Joe Pesci's character in Casino.
Uh-huh.
And they're like, yeah, but I mean, he feeds his daughter breakfast, or he makes her breakfast. It's not that bad. I'm like,
it takes time. It takes time. I think even De Niro says in the and it's voiceover where he's like, and he always made time to go home and have breakfast with his kids. Like it's during that Rolling Stones montage where like they're breaking.
But I'm not. But I'm not rooting for Pesci in Casino.
But it's just funny. It's funny. De Niro's voiceover is like, but he always made time to go home and have and make breakfast for his kids. So it's like, I guess he's a good dad, right?
Yeah.
He's not a complete piece of shit. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who are you? I mean, obviously in Casino, you're rooting for De Niro, right?
I don't know. It's because he's sort of a dick too. I mean, as much as as much as you can say, well, Sharon Stone fucked him over, it's like, yeah, but he had it coming to him. Like, as much as he might think like he's a victim in that case, it's like, he had it coming to him. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Even though the real character was kind of a bigger piece of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. They make him a lot nicer than the guy he's really based on.
I guess the only person I'm really rooting for is Don Rickles.
Yeah.
The pit boss.
Yeah. Nah, he's good in it.
All right. Any last thoughts, John, before we leave for the season and maybe for the year when it comes to talking about Better Call Saul?
No. Let's see where this show goes. It's probably either that or I'm not watching enough TV. It is one of the few shows that's it's still good. I think we last said that. Maybe we're just being biased.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, with everything as far as network TV goes, I guess.
I think I told you this. I don't know if it was on the podcast or just us talking, but I can make the argument that this might be surpassing Breaking Bad at a certain point. But I don't know. I'll have to see how they stick their landing. You know.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's different.
But for me, and maybe because they've already been in this world for going on 10 years, or even more than 10 years.
I still haven't seen the movie.
What? Oh, the movie. Yeah.
I still haven't seen it.
It's good.
I might watch that later.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe it's because of that, and they just had more practice once they started this show. But yeah, I don't know. It just seems like what they're doing with these characters is nothing that I thought they were gonna do. I was hopeful for it because obviously those guys they can write a good show, but I wasn't very that optimistic of like, oh, this show's gonna be better than Breaking Bad, or it might be even as good as Breaking Bad. But I don't know. It's for me, it's at least mad Breaking Bad.
They always pick a character where you're like, really, like their spinoff. It sounds weird until you start to watch it.
Frasier.
Yeah. I think the most unlikely character to probably have the most successful spin-off of all time.
Yeah. Well, even like I forgot where she was from, but I think even like a show like Family Matters, I thought that was isn't that a spin-off?
Of what?
I forgot what show, but the mom on Family Matters, I think she was on this other show. Like she was a very minor character. I can't remember, something from the 80s.
It's like, you want to give Urkel a show?
But yeah, it's usually, you're right. It's usually like the minor. Like I think when they try to take too big of a character and try to give him a spinoff, it doesn't work. Like with Friends, they tried to do it with Joey and it didn't work.
Yeah.
None of them were. None of the.
You don't want to see somebody that's stupid as the main role all the time.
No, it's fun when he comes in and short spurts, but yeah, you don't want to follow.
Yeah, it'd be like giving. Yeah, you know how horrible it'd be to give
Kramer?
Kramer. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that'd be bad. Yeah. Especially if you're like, improvise your lines, Michael Richards. Oh no.
Hey, if anything, they should have given Tim Watley a spin-off show, right?
Maybe it is. Maybe Breaking Bad.
It's just Tim Watley. Just a hinge. Gives a little hinge on the show, right? Like that dentist was the scariest dentist ever.
Yeah. That would be funny if Breaking Bad, that's what he did. He was a dentist who was making meth.
Right. Well, I always laugh at that one scene, not to go out too much of a tangent. Remember in Seinfeld where he's gonna put him under, and he takes a hit of the laughing gas first before he puts it on there. And Jericho looks at him all weird, like, "What are you doing?" But he's like, "Oh, we gotta make sure this works." And he like takes a deep breath of the laughing gas before.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
That's funny.
But all right, John. So that's it for Better Call Saul season 5. Hope the folks out there enjoyed it as much as we did, because we won't get another one for another 2 years, probably. All right, we will.
And
Go ahead.
no, go for it. I'm good.
So with that, we'll leave you, and we will see you soon on another podcast. All right, bye bye.